there's a quiet fear that follows many of us like a shadow. It doesn't shout, it whispers. What will they think of me? It's subtle, invisible, but it shapes our choices, our voices, our entire lives. We silence our truth for fear of being too much or not enough. We shrink ourselves to fit in rooms we were never meant to enter. And in doing so, we betray the one person we'll never escape, ourselves. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Why are we like this? To answer that, we must go back, far back, before smartphones, before cities, before history itself. In the beginning, survival meant community. To be alone was to die. Food, fire, and protection were shared responsibilities. You needed your tribe, so being cast out wasn't just embarrassing. It was fatal. This ancient fear still pulses in our blood. But now, it shows up in different ways. Not through exile from the village, but exile from the algorithm. Not from the campfire, but from the group chat. Today, exile comes with a silence of likes, an unreturned text, a comment meant to sting. We no longer fear wolves, we fear judgment, and so we edit our thoughts before we speak. We adjust our tone to match the room. We post what's safe. We wear what's expected. We choose belonging over truth, not realizing that the cost is our soul. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But there is a better path, a quieter one, less traveled, but deeply real. It is the path of authenticity, not perfection, not performance, but truth. Here's what they don't tell you. Almost everyone is faking it, just like you. Behind the polished smiles and curated feeds are insecurities and self-doubt. We're all afraid of being seen for who we truly are, and of not being seen at all. But here's the paradox. The more you pretend, the more invisible you become. When you give up trying to be liked by everyone, you start to discover who you are meant to be liked by. Let that sink in. Because the people meant for you, your people, will never ask you to shrink. We're told to be agreeable, to blend in, to not rock the boat. But what if the boat needs rocking? What if the silence is the real betrayal? In every generation, the ones who change the world are the ones willing to be disliked, to be misunderstood, to stand alone. Think of the artists, the rebels, the philosophers, the inventors. They weren't applauded when they started. They were laughed at, ignored, criticized until they weren't. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. There is a kind of quiet courage that doesn't come from shouting. It comes from standing, even when your voice shakes, even when no one claps. It's the courage to speak the truth in a room full of masks, to be sincere in a world obsessed with surface, to pursue purpose in a culture of performance. This is not easy. You will lose people. You will face silence, rejection, maybe ridicule, but you will gain something far greater, yourself. We live in an era where everyone has a platform, and yet very few speak freely. Why? Because criticism is louder than curiosity. Because it's easier to echo than to think. Because social media made us believe strangers' opinions are worth more than our own intuition. But let me ask you this. Would you take life advice from the people who leave hate comments? Would you hand your dreams to someone who never dared to pursue theirs? If not, why give them a voice in your head? Yes, we still need community. Yes, we should care about the impact of our words and actions. But caring is not the same as conforming. Empathy is not the same as erasure. You can be kind and still be bold. You can disagree and still belong. you can be different and still be deserving of love. So here's the invitation. Speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. Wear your weirdness like armor. Be honest, even when it's awkward. Create without seeking applause. Love without needing permission. And walk away from any place that demands your silence in exchange for acceptance. Because the real prison isn't judgment, it's self-abandonment. And the real freedom? It begins the moment you decide you're enough, just as you are. You don't need everyone to understand you. You just need the courage to understand yourself. So be disliked, be misunderstood, but be real. And trust that the ones who matter will meet you where you are, not where you're pretending to be.